guys? Thanks for tuning into the All Things Fishing page. First off, I want to apologize for all the lack of uploads that I've had lately. I know it's been like 4 weeks since my last upload. It's been rainy here in SoCal. I've been busy. It just hasn't made for good fishing videos, and that's about that. But what I have here should make up for the lack of videos, and here it is. My Malibu Stealth 12 kayak, completely motorized and ready to fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and go over and talk about this bad boy and let you know what I did to the kayak, how I did it, and maybe just give anybody who's looking to turn their kayak into a motorized kayak a little bit of information on that. So let's go ahead and hop into what kind of components we have. So right here on the back is a Minn Kota 30-pound thrust trolling motor. I just took the head off right here. Normally it's got a head with a little telescopic handle. Couple screws, you take that off. Four wires are exposed, and you go ahead and you make extensions, and I've got it set up to this plug right here. This is a what's the name? I don't know the name, but this is a quality trolling motor boat plug. I can leave links all below on the stuff that I used. So I'm not too sure about the name of this plug, but it's a 4-pronged plug, which makes it a lot simpler than the standard 3-prong plug that Minn Kota makes. It's super secure, and it works great. Just plugs right into there, and you're all good. So one thing you're probably noticing is the transom mount and this little steering bar right here. This is the only thing that you have to be totally customizable on. You got to think of it yourself. It's just, you know, however you want to do it. What I did here was I took a couple sheets of aluminum plating and made a mock. Luckily my dad's in machining, and he was able to cut it out for me, and we took it and got it welded, and it turned out perfect. I mean, this thing is super strong. The motor, hopefully, knock on wood, won't go flying off into the water. I haven't tested this yet, so yeah, but so far it's completely sturdy. So to get this thing on here, I utilized the threading that it had already mounted. The threads that are mounted into the kayak is what I used, and I even used the same bolts. I was able to use the same bolts, but yeah, I just cut a slot, and that was enough to mount it. Usually they have this for a rudder mount, and this is usually the mount for the handle on the back when you're going to lift your kayak. But they're plenty strong. It holds up just fine. And this little wishbone looking thing is we also machined, and that goes to the pedal steering up front. So let me get onto that. So right up front we have our pedals, and normally stock it's got a clip that goes in the back that locks into these grooves, but I took that out and I was able to use the stock pedals that slide along this track. And so basically what I did was I took some paracord, or just any this is actually cord off of my spear gun, but any cord that's rated at least over 200 pounds will do. And I ran it from the pedal through the kayak, out these little ports that they have, out these little divots, and I put in, I drilled a hole, put in a grommet, and then have the line coming out, carabiner clip right to the back. Works like a charm. The hardest thing really is just getting the right amount of slack so that you're turning. And you know, these knots, they go right, and they prevent the pedal from going any farther, like, you know, sliding off, I guess. But totally cool, completely hands-free, which is the way I wanted to go, because going hands-free kind of ensured that I wouldn't have to mess with something over here while I'm fishing, and plus a trolling motor over here kind of it sets it off a little bit when you're giving it thrust. So I wanted it dead in the center. I'm glad I went that route. Totally worth it. So that's the whole motor with steering system right there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's in there, mounted from the, I have it mounted and pushed into the top. It looks like that. So for the knob, you got, I'll just show you real quick how this works. You got forward, 5 speeds. You've got all the wires in that, you know, black stuff, the black tubing with a little slit in it. It's nice and covered up. Okay, so next we'll talk about the live well that I put in here. So the Malibu Stealth 12 comes with a bait tank live well in the center standing platform. So what I did was I bought the pump and kit for it. If you look right here, there's the Tsunami 500 GPH pump, and I've got it all set up with the tube right there. So it goes straight to the tank right there. The wiring's all underneath, and here's the switch for it. Turn it on, off. So that works great, and that'll be fun. I'll use that mainly for holding any bait that I'm fishing with, or simply, you know, if I've got a trout and I want to take it home, I could go ahead and put it in there and keep them alive a little longer. So yeah, this tank fills up pretty high. It'll actually, you know, fill up to the very top, but it'll start dripping out of here because these are not watertight. So I keep it, you know, I keep the level right about below that black little port they have in there. So that's the live well, and then lastly what we've got is the Lowrance fish finder. So this is pretty cool. It's the Elite 4X Chirp. It's got the HDI, the downscan imaging setting on it, as well as the regular sonar. So it's got super clear image. You can do split screen. I've got that hooked up. All of this is hooked up to one battery, which I will show you. It's right over here. Okay. So this battery is a 12 volt, 55 amp Mighty Max battery. It's just about $100, and it works perfect for the motor, the live well, and the fish finder. Does a good job of powering it all. Right here you can see I've got all the cables. None of this is really tightened down because I'm just showing you guys, but yeah, you've got each cable is for, you know, one would be the fish finder, one would be the live well, and the thick one is the trolling motor. I could have joined them all into one, but kept them separate in case I wanted to, you know, disconnect one of them and not have to tear the whole thing apart. And right in here I got a 50 amp circuit breaker, waterproof circuit breaker. 50 amp is what Minn Kota recommends on their little chart that they give you for a 30-pound thrust motor. For those that don't know, you want that in case your motor gets hung up in something, whether it be grass, mud, seaweed. That way it doesn't burn out the motor. It'll just trip that little circuit breaker, and all you could do is just reset it. You know, there's no fuses that you have to go and buy. It just flicks off when you hit a reset button. So that's a good little safety feature there. Definitely recommend getting that, because otherwise you're going to be replacing your trolling motor if something were to happen like that. Paddle, just in case. So you got that mounted off to the side. So with that being said, be on the lookout for future videos of me fishing with this bad boy, patrolling lakes and stuff. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys next time on the next All Things Fishing video.